Welcome back to the second part of Module 2. So in the first part, we saw how this new topic that we're going to be learning about, exploratory data analysis, fit into the overall process of statistics and how it was related to what we learned before. Now we want to look at exploratory data analysis in a little more depth and try to understand what it is. Data sets are usually much too large for us to be able to make sense of the information in the data set just by looking at it. And so we need some sort of methodical process to go about getting the information from the data set that we want. And this is the process that we call exploratory data analysis. It consists of 4 steps, the first of which is inspecting the data set. You might have heard of the term data cleaning. This is what we're doing. We're making sure that we don't have bad data values. One of the things we never do with a data set is just use it as it's given. We always have to inspect it and make sure that the data values are okay. And we're going to see the different ways in which data values can cause us problems. After that, we want to try to visually summarize the data. In other words, we're going to make plots. And we're going to see that there are different types of plots we can make to convey different types of information. Now, it turns out that a plot alone is not sufficient for us to be able to really describe what's going on with the data. So if you get into the elevator and you happen to run into your boss who gave you a data set and he asks you what it was like, you can't tell him, well, the data started here and then it went up like this and down like this and whatever, right? So what do? Well, we compute numbers. And these numbers are going to capture the main features of the plot. And so this is where we compute statistics. And our final step is we want to bring together the information from the visual plots and the numerical information from our computed statistics and give a complete description of the data set. And this is the overall idea and the steps that we do in exploratory data analysis. It's important to emphasize that these are the 4 things we do with any data set. There are no exceptions. One of the key things to notice is this word exploratory. Very often people just think you throw a data set into a computer and do calculations and plots. And you notice that in this first step, we're exploring the data. But we're also exploring the data when we make the plots. We're going to see very often that one type of plot might convey the information that we're looking for better than another type. So we're often going to be playing around with the plots and kind of exploring the data in that way too. What we're going to do in the next couple of modules is we're going to show how these 4 steps are applied to a data set where we're analyzing a categorical variable. At this point, you might want to go into the text and download the data set on the movie database. And we're going to be looking at that question whether or not there are a significant portion of movies that are either sequels or part of franchises. So you can go to the book, find that data set as a Google Sheet, and import that into StatCrunch using the directions and the videos in the readings.